Waits for siren sounds. Umpire sets the ball aloft, and we're underway on your match of the day. Tap out one by McGibbon. Coming in underneath is Langbourne, and he's going nowhere. We'll toss it up straight away. Hot start early. McGibbon just takes it out of the ruck and wins the first clearance forward for St Mary's. No real winner at the contest. Cotter's underneath it. There's a free kick. Looks to be going the way of the Cougars. It is. First free kick early. They send it out towards the far wing. Easy possession taken. Moving over the top once more. It's in the hands of Bryson Norris on true centre wing. Decides to chip it back. Jordan Perry is having a classic season for Northcote Park. He's turned it over though. Dean strolls inside the forward 50. It's a trickling ball towards the goal line. It holds up. And the umpire has said it is home. First goal of the day for the Borough at the hands of Nicholas Dean. That was dramatic, Jack.
Yeah, absolutely. Great awareness from Nicholas Dean just to pounce on that opportunity. And it was the inboard kick from Perry that you mentioned. And it was sort of a change of pace from what they were doing. They were going out wide, nice and slow, and took the corridor kick. And St Mary's were nice and alert and draw first blood a minute into the contest.
Big turnover in the middle of the ground proves costly for Northcote Park, but it was a classy finish from Dean. The ball just pitched over on the goal line. Goal umpire was pretty confident though, which is good to see. Exciting start to this one early. We're back in the centre once more. Tap out one by McGibbon once again. Kitchell wins it out of there for the Borough and sends the ball forward. O'Brien picks it up well off the bounce though for the Cougars and brings it down this broadcast wing. It's a poor kick and it's cut off by McGibbon though. Quick dish off to Corelli. It looks like they're winning the early ball at the moment, St Mary's. Wheeling around is Maggio. Sends one out on the far wing. And the mark is taken. Dean again wheels around onto his right boot and sends the ball inside the forward 50 once more for the Borough. Big pack of players underneath it and going in hard. Free kick paid. Dan Tallaridi, skipper for Northcote Park, was taken too high on that one. And he will retreat from the back pocket for the Cougars. They just need a little bit of possession football in these first few minutes. Tallaridi sends a high ball down this broadcast wing. Abbott lets the ball fly over his head. Now there's a foot race on McGibbon to get there first and see it over. And we'll toss it in front of the Northcote Park interchange gates. True centre wing here at Eltham Central Oval.
Yeah, I'm loving Huon McGibbon's start to this contest. He's using his leap and he's actually grabbing the ball out of ruck when available. So we'll see how he addresses his throw-in now.
Ball tossed back into play once more. McGibbon at the front of the pack once again. Matt Perry trying to get there first. He's picked up by Rennie though. And there's a good tackle laid once more from Lachlan Reid. And a bit of argy-bargy afterwards. But we'll toss it up. 3 minutes gone. First term, it's the Borough with the first of the afternoon. 1 straight 6 leads, no score. Ball's bobbling around from that stoppage. The umpire says, I've had enough. We'll ball it up again. McGibbon coming over the top. No real winner out of the ruck that time. Trying to get there first was McArdle, and coming through the pack, Boscarini. The boundary line's the victor again.
You were just talking about matchups just a minute ago, Nicholas. Going into Northcote Park's forward line, it's John McCooey with the job on Michael Ahmad, so that'll be a fascinating battle.
Ball's going nowhere. We're locked up still. That's exactly right. They are one out in the forward 50 at the moment. The only two players inside Northcote Park's forward 50. McGibbon wins the tap out again, but it goes really nowhere. Now they win it out of the middle, and Daisley sends a ball out towards the far side. Good mark taken overhead. Dean handballs it on, and there's a movement inside the forward 50. Looks like the mark's taken by Tom Eames. He'll kick from about 35 metres out on the boundary line. Tough kick.
Yeah, pressed right up against the fence here. And that was superb ball movement from the Borough. Started with that strong mark at half forward and just giving that quick first-hand option. And it'll be a tough assignment for Eames, but it'll take his best.
Eames' kick is up. Looks to be going across the face. There's a pack of players on the line. Umpire waves play on. Lots of bodies underneath it. Trying to come through was Dean and get a flying shot at goal. But his kick is only as far as Samuel Ahmad. And it has stayed in the field of play. So Ahmad will kick from the goal line. Ahmad decides to bring it out towards this broadcast side. Underneath it, no mark taken by Punch On. And we'll toss it back into play. Still yet to score of the Cougars. Just the one straight goal for St Mary's. But they do have the territory battle at the moment, the Borough. Ball tossed back into play. McGibbon and punch on. McGinnon tries to take it out of the ruck once again, but he's wrapped up immediately. And he looks to have that early ruck dominance at the moment. Does Sean McGibbon. He's had a good season. One of the highest rated players of the season for St Mary's. Punch on that time wins it out of the ruck for Northcote Park. Coming in hard was Fandrich. Couldn't win possession. And now Butera sends it inside the forward 50 for the Borough once more. Big pack of players, no mark. Ball falls to the ground. Samuel Ahmad's there. Picked up by Nicholas Dean again. Flying shot at goal. Never really looked like scoring a goal. And it is a behind. 1-1-7. Still no score from Northcote Park.
Yeah, Nicholas Dean looks like a huge problem early for Northcote Park. He's getting everywhere in the air and on the ground, so one to watch.
McArdle brings it out towards his broadcast side once more. Ball falls to the back of the pack. Corelli chasing it. The boundary line wins out. And we'll have it ball back in on centre wing again.
Looks like an early instruction for the Cougars coming out of defence. They do opt for the coach in the clubroom side when exiting the defensive 50.
Lachlan Reid is wrapped up instantly from the handball from McGibbon. Not a lot of space out of the stoppages at the moment, which is what you'd expect early in this one. McGibbon gets a free launch at it and slaps it forward, but there's only Northcote Park troops there. High ball towards this broadcast pocket, but the intercept mark is taken by Kieran Abbott. Lovely mark coming across. He's looking for options. Decides to go long, a little bit inboard down the centre wing though. Coming in hard, McGibbon couldn't take the mark though. Picked up there by Jordan Perry. His handball back towards Samuel Ahmad. There's a lot of pressure being provided by St Mary's at the moment. Rennie, little chipping ball inside the forward 50. Diving mark taken by Talaridi in defence. It's like a goalkeeper sometimes. Saves the day for the Cougars. Little chipping ball to McArdle is good. They decide to go for the switch now. It's in the hands of Samuel Ahmad. Just goes further afield once more to Vannon. This is what they need, a bit of possession game, Northcote Park. He decides to go long down the middle, though. It's a risky kick. Dambrauskas does really well. Couldn't take the mark, though. And now the ball falls forward for Northcote Park. Good chase by William Road and tackle on Joseph Maggio. Will toss it up. Now there's a chance for Northcote Park to get some ball inside their forward 50. Punch on. Couldn't really win it out of Little. Akui gets it out of there. His handball goes nowhere, though, and he wraps up in a tackle. He's wrapped up Ahmad and will ball it up.
Really positive ball movement from the Cougars there. They when they isolated the one out centre half forward and took that option.
Little with the tap over the top, coming through the pack. Ahmad again, but he's wrapped up instantly. We'll ball it up. Not a lot of space early in this one. Little with the right hand wins the tap out. Lots of bodies underneath it as well. Still, Dambrauskas. Now the ball gets out. Butera tries to get the handball forward, but it doesn't get that far. William Rhodes' handball comes unstuck, and there's a lot of bodies, and now St Mary's win it out. Kitchell with the chip and kick out to Nicholas Dean. Just couldn't get there, and it looks like it is out of bounds on the full free kick. Cougars, they decide to move it on quickly. But now there's a switching ball out wide. Almost comes unstuck. They do retreat, though. Moving it by hand. Cronia now inside the forward 50. They go, and the mark is taken by Fandrich. He had space. He was in front of his opponent. The ball just sort of fell into his lap, and he'll line up 30 out slight angle.
Yeah, it's their first real look at goal today for the Cougars. And again, I think you just mentioned it. It's the ball movement looking to bring it to the fat side. And it was just Vandridge who had position A and was managed to take a relatively uncontested mark in the end.
Ricky Fandrich is lining up for his 30th goal of the season for the Cougars' first of this qualifying final. He comes in now. His kick looks to be good, and it is. First goal of the afternoon for Northcote Park comes via Ricky Fandrich. And they'll be happy to get one on the board, Jack.
Yeah, for sure. It was nearly a matter of time. They sort of looked to have composed after a dominant first 5 minutes from the Borough. But again, this contest just looks even. And I think it's going to go right down to the wire from early sort of viewings.
Hopefully that is what we see as we continue on this afternoon. I would encourage you to come down to Eltham Central Oval. Big crowd out here. This afternoon we had a big crowd for the reserves as well. Exciting matchup in MC Labour Division 2 as we're back in the middle of Eltham Central Oval. Little just jumps over it. Ponchon wins the tap out, but it's going nowhere. We'll toss it up again. Almost 10 minutes gone in this first term. Little comes over the top and wins the tap out that time. Sending the ball forward is Will Dean. Lots of players underneath it. Northcote Park try and retreat by hands in the defensive 50. Jordan Perry has it now, sidestepping a few. Sends the handball back. Comes unstuck though. He was trying to get it to Samuel Ahmad. The boundary line is the victim. We'll toss it back in on the paint of the 50 for St. Mary's. 1-1-7. The Borough plays one straight 6. Northcote Park. Ball was tossed back into play. Ponchon and Dean. No real winner out of the ruck that time. Trying to pick it up in underneath his Langbourne. He does get it out now. And they can send a chipping ball down the wing. Lovely mark taken by Kakaro. Used his bodywork well on Daisley and took the mark. Looks to move it on now and send it further down the line. Will Akui get there first? Little comes across. Good mark. He sends a chipping ball inside. Now it's with Maggio. Looking for an option, decides to go down the broadcast wing, the pavilion side. Butera couldn't take the mark. Good pressure from O'Brien. It's an out of bounds on the full free kick. Butera must have inadvertently socketed over. O'Brien will be the recipient of the free. He sends the ball towards the forward 50. Ahmad at the front of the pack. Tooks the mark. Just sort of bounced off his chest and then got on the second grab. He'll line up from about 40 out. Tough angle in front of us here on the boundary line. He's going for his 29th of the season. And he will be a big presence today for Northcote Park. Ahmad comes in now. His kick is up. It won't score. Ball still in play. Little tries to fist it over for a behind and does well. Rush behind. 1-1-7 apiece at the moment in this one.
Yeah, strong grab from Ahmad, and it was a really important contest win for him after losing his first few contests, so he'll draw some confidence from that.
Ball sent back into play from the Borough. McGibbon had a lot of space and took the easy uncontested mark in the end. Definitely one to watch out for Northcote Park. He sends a chipping ball to Dean, who goes back inside to Butera. They look to switch possibly now. Young sends one out wide further afield. It's a lovely kick and they got a bit of space now. Do the Borough. Daisley. Handball over the top is good. They move it by hands once more. Rennie sends it out towards the wing. Inside the forward 50 they go. No mark taken. Big pack of players underneath it. Ball's bobbling about now. Trying to bustle through the pack is Chromium. We will toss it up just on the paint of the 50 for St. Mary's. Deadlocked at 7 apiece. Ball's tossed up. No real ruckman wins it out. McGibbon tries to slap it on with his boot. Picked up by Ryan. Like he's going nowhere as well. 13 gone first term. McGibbon over the top. Wins his own clearance as well. Sends the handball out. Flying shot at goal is poor. Not registering a score is Maggio. And it'll be a free kick going the way of the Cougars.
Yeah, Maggio did really well to gain some space from that stoppage and had a really good look at goal, but unfortunately just put it through to the far side out on the full as the Cougars work their way out of defence with some short possession kicking.
1-1-7 apiece. 13.5 gone. They send it out towards the far wing. Picked up on the bounce there by Armstrong. He's wrapped up quickly and will ball it up. Both teams are pretty evident that they do not want to allow a lot of space in this one at the moment. Free kick going the way of St. Mary's. Wanting the advantage was Connor Hussain, but it will have to come back. No, it looks like they've called advantage. Just missed that one. The controlling umpire wanted it back. But nevertheless, it is a rush behind for St. Mary's. They take the lead by 1 point. 1-2-8 plays 1-1-7 as McArdle wants to bring it in quickly for the Cougars and sends it out towards the far side. His kick is poor, though. It hits the side fencing and it will be out of bounds on the full. Coming back in quickly now. St. Mary's with a bit of space. Mark taken by Braden Apostola. And he'll kick about 35 metres out. Boundary line.
Yeah, really smart awareness from St. Mary's, including Braden Apostola there to identify an opportunity to get a bit of space inside 50, play on quickly from the free kick, and he's going to have, again, another very tough shot at goal, but I think he's up to the task.
Apostola comes in now. His kick is up. Goal umpire likes it. It's home. What a lovely finish from Braden Apostola. Second goal of the afternoon for St. Mary's. It's a lovely kick from the boundary line.
Yeah, that was dead eye, wasn't it? The goal umpire just held his position, looked up, and that's generally a sign it's going to sail through straight over his hat. That's just his 4th goal for the year, Braden Apostle, especially just from the 9 games to date. So, again, I think he's a player who's going to draw on that confidence, and really good start for the Borough. He had 2-2-14, plays 1-1-7 halfway through his first quarter.
Early dominance, particularly out of the ruck. I think McGibbon is definitely something that the Cougars have to be worried about at the moment. He is winning plenty of the hit-outs and plenty of clearances as well. Something to work on for Northcote Park throughout the afternoon. And the ball doesn't really be won out by Ruckman that time. Lots of bodies underneath it. Soccer out of there. Now it's picked up by Jordan Perry. His handball is poor though, and St Mary's do win it out now through Tarwin Rennie, streaming inside the forward 50. Flying shot towards goal. Samuel Ahmad gets there and rushes it over. But St Mary's look to be on top at the moment. 2-3-15 plays 1-1-7.
Another good look at goal from Maggio there. Just couldn't capitalise on his running shot, and really good defence from the Cougars as they take their kick out long down the line now.
They managed to get past the pack. O'Brien sends a handball out to the wing, and now it's a little bit of 1-2 action, and he's streaming towards the forward 50. High ball towards the pocket. Akui sees it over pretty comfortably and will ball it back in. 8-point lead St Mary's. 16 minutes gone first term. Inside forward 50 stoppage for the Cougars. Can they get someone on the fly coming through the pack? Ball's tossed back into play. McGibbon at the front of the pack wins the tap out. Rennie coming through underneath. Butera diving in as well. Leo Ahmad there. O'Brien gets the handball out. Now they've got a bit of space. Flying shot towards goal. Will dribble over the boundary line. We'll have a toss back in a good spot for Northcote Park. Lovely sunny afternoon out here at Eltham Central Oval. Plenty of time to come down still and watch some lovely football in your MC Labour Division 2. Butera coming through the pack was Langbourne. His handball comes unstuck though. Michael Ahmad underneath it in that muddy patch in the goal square. Langbourne handball out. Akui just slaps it forward and it might work out for the Borough. In the hands now, Will Dean chipping ball down the line. Trying to pick it up was Maggio but couldn't. Getting there first is Northcote Park. Now they can move it by hands. They've worked it out well. Boscarini handballing on Perry. High ball inside the forward 50. Back of the pack. Fandrich couldn't take the mark on the dive. Michael Ahmad there with Akui providing instant pressure. Fandrich almost took a lovely mark there.
Yeah, he couldn't have done much more bodywork-wise. He just held out the back of the contest and used his strength and created the separation he needed and just unfortunately dropped the diving chest mark.
Boundary umpire tosses it back into play. Coming through the back of the pack, Langbourne. He's tackled instantly and gets dispossessed. Now O'Brien, his handball goes straight to a St Mary's opponent. And they can clear. Trying to get there first is Nicholas Dean. Did well. Ball flies over his head though. Picked up now by Boscarini. Looking for an option. Moves back onto his left boot. Sends the ball inside the forward 50. McGibbon slaps it on. Dembrauskas. Handball to McGibbon under a lot of pressure. Butera underneath it is wrapped up instantly by Kakaro. Bit of hot football now. 18 minutes gone first term. Inside forward 50 stoppage for the Cougars. Punch on comes across the pack. Langbourne. His handball to Matt Perry. Just a chipping ball inside the forward 50. Coming across. Lovely mark taken. Flying through the pack was Ben Armstrong. That was probably the mark of the day, Jack, so far.
Yeah, absolutely. All courage, all eyes for the ball. And that is just pure determination that's got him that mark. And I'll tell you what, looking just in front of us, it's just gotten the distance, I think. But nevertheless, a superb mark from Armstrong.
Armstrong will kick from about 35 out on a slight angle. Definitely kickable. 8 points adrift at the moment are the Cougars. This is to bring it back to 2 points. Armstrong comes in. His kick is up. And it is to the right-hand side. Can't convert on a lovely aerial mark, Ben Armstrong. And St Mary's to bring it back in through Ben Young. Chipping ball out towards Joshua Corelli is safe. They move it on now by hands. Will Dean sends it down the line. Good mark taken by Little. Sends the handball onto Corelli, and now they're moving it in motion. Chipping ball inside is good. Diving mark taken by Tarwin Rennie. He's looking for an option now. Wheels around onto his right boot and sends it inside the forward 50. Pack of players underneath it. No mark taken. Well done at the back by Samuel Ahmad. Coming through the pack was McArdle, trying to dribble it to himself. Doesn't really work out. And the ball is out of bounds. Forward pocket for St. Mary's. 2-3-15 plays 1-2-8. 20 minutes gone, first quarter. Ball tossed back into play. At the back of the pack, Vannon taps it forward. Now McArdle coming through, gets the handball over the top. It comes unstuck though, coming through the pack hard was Will Dean, and will ball it up again. Ball's tossed up. Northcote Park do win the clearance out. Doesn't go that far though. Trying to pick it up, Dean. Good body work from Boscarini. He's handball to Perry, and now they can get it out of there. But there is only Domakui and the boundary line. Luckily for Northcote Park, it is a boundary throw-in. 20.5 gone first term.
Yeah, spot on. That actually is a really good win for Northcote Park there, as the Borough did have the 2-on-1 numbers advantage their way, so a throw-in at half forward is a good result for the Cougars.
Ball tossed back into play. Little and Ponchon. Ponchon wins the tap out that time. Good tackle from Matt Perry on Will Dean, and we'll ball it up again. 21 gone. First term of action on your NFNL's match of the day. Ponchon and Little. No real winner out that time. Corelli. Rennie sends a dribbling ball forward. Apostolo did really well. Clean hands. Sends the handball to Dean. They move it inside the forward 50 now. Good mark taken. They worked that really well. Did St. Mary's. And the mark has been taken by Will Ryan. He'll kick from about 45 metres. Slide angle.
Yeah, for sure. It's a really good look at goal for him as he takes a short option. Doesn't quite make the journey.
Now, ball is smothered off the boot on the paint of the 50. Flying shot towards the goal line from Ryan. Mark almost taken by Dean on the goal line. Do they have the number, St. Mary's? Ball's in dispute now. Boscarini picks it up for Northcote Park, and they can retreat. The flying kick from Ahmad. And Leo Ahmad underneath it. Can't take the mark. Ball's dribbling out in front of him. It's picked up by Dembrauskas. Lots of bodies. It ricochets forward. Ben Young picks it up for St. Mary's. Sends a flying ball towards the pocket looking for Eames, but it's too far. It's gone out of bounds on the full. Bit wasteful there, the Borough.
Yeah, really interesting option from Will Ryan to opt for a pass. He must have just thought the distance was right on his range, and it didn't eventuate to work out for them.
Boscarini with the chipping kick to Jordan Perry. Bit of stagnant movement. Not a lot on off of him. Looks like he'll go long and high down the line towards Ponchon. No mark taken. Good fist from Little. Front of the pack, Corelli did well. O'Brien got there as well. They wrap each other up. Ball spills out though. Wrapped up is Reed. And it'll be a ball up. Just inside the centre square. Forward of centre for St. Mary's. Umpire tosses it up. Coming over the top, Little. Jordan Perry wins it out. Gets the handball to brother Matt, who sends one towards the forward 50 for the Cougars. Doing well was Michael Ahmad. Ball flies over his head though. Akui trying to retreat for the Borough. He picks it up. Ahmad closely follows but can't get the tackle. Looping handball over the top. Good tackle laid on Daisley by Leo Ahmad, and Jai Stevens will ball it up on the paint of the 50 for Northcote Park. Not too much longer left in this first quarter. Ahmad with the left hand tries to win it out of the ruck himself. It falls to Rennie. We'll ball it up again.
Yeah, that was superb pressure from the Cougars before, and just forcing Nicholas Daisley to take the contact and force a stoppage.
Jordan Perry coming through. His handball doesn't really go anywhere. Picked up by Kisane. And now Reed with a high ball. Just might have travelled the 15. Mark is paid. There's a good mark underneath by Hatfield. He's looking for an option now. Chipping ball inside the forward 50. Looking for Michael Ahmad. Almost took the mark from the back of the pack. Picked up by Daisley. He's wrapped up in a gang tackle by Ahmad, and O'Brien will toss it up. 30 metres out from the Cougars' goal. McGibbon with the fist over the top. Kisane underneath as well. Rennie's soccer just goes towards the boundary line inadvertently. We'll ball it back in. Northcote Park peppering at the moment. Boundary umpire tosses it back in now. Ahmad and McGibbon to do the ruck work. Ahmad tries to slap it forward with the right hand. Jordan Perry underneath. Picked up by McGibbon. Spins around. Gets away. It was well done, and he sends a ball forward. Mark taken now by Will Ryan. He's held up as the St. Mary's troops go forward. Kisane. Handball over the top towards Cotter. Cotter is poor. And the boundary line is the winner again.
Thought Brodie Little made a really good run towards half forward. Again, running towards goal could have been an option down the line, but opted for the short handball.
Ball is tossed back into play. McGibbon and Ponchon. No winner out of the ruck that time. Wrapped up quickly was Corelli, and we'll ball it up again. McGibbon coming over the top. Taps it out that time. Ball's bobbling around. It's picked up by Kitchell. Dribbles the ball forward. And it is knocked out of bounds. 7-point lead for St. Mary's. 25 minutes gone if you're just joining us. Some in-tight football early. Not a lot of space. So we toss it back into play on centre wing. Tapping it forward was Ponchon, but St. Mary's numbers there. Daisley Reed picks it up cleanly. Kitchell with a tumbling ball forward. Can it work out? Lots of Cougars numbers there, though. Picking it up is Talleretti. Did well. Gets a sweeping handball out. Trying to slap it on was Ahmad. And there is a free kick paid. Pushing the back going the way of Samuel Ahmad. Can he hold it up now? He decides to switch towards Boscarini, and the siren does sound to end the first quarter of action. Is 2-3, 15 St. Mary's, 1-2-8 Northcote Park. What did you